If you're trying to solve the Amazon and TikTok e-commerce space, you're in the right place. I've got Brian Kelsey here, who's a good friend of mine for many years and is an 8-figure seller with multiple brands. He has been diving headfirst into TikTok and done over $1 million in sales over the last few months, really understanding how he can take his Amazon brands and translate that success to TikTok. And he is explaining exactly how he does it in this video.
All right, now so let's begin. Here's what I want to hammer home to you. Okay, is you've got Amazon, you've got TikTok, you've got D2C, you've got these other two things, but a lot of what people are talking about is how Amazon and TikTok shop go hand in hand. So why is that? What is that? How does it work? That's what I want to share with you guys today about how we're scaling both our Amazon business and our TikTok shop business. But before I get into that, I want to explain to you what social selling is. All right. Amazon is not social selling. Amazon is a keyword business. All right. It's a listing optimization business. It's an indexing business. Okay. I think we all know about that. Brandon's probably had many office calls about how to mine out the best keywords with Data Dive, how to launch PPC with Data Dive, how to optimize those in your title. That's all the Amazon game. Okay. TikTok shop is social selling. Now, what is social selling? When we start talking about the word social, to me, it's kind of general or generic, doesn't really mean anything. So specifically what I mean is that social selling is taking content and relating it to your peers and feeding it through an algorithm so it shows up on your social channels. All right. So it's important to understand that Amazon and TikTok are vastly different. So this is my recap slide. All right. TikTok is 100% social selling. Amazon is not at all. Okay. So if we look at the recap, like I'm just going to read these things out and talk a little bit about them. All the videos that you post on TikTok, whether it's an affiliate or it's your own branded content or whatever it is, that is your social proof. Okay. Reviews are less important here. So think about what I'm saying here is if you open up your TikTok and you get a video on one of my candles and you like that video, you may click TikTok shop, or you may click out and go to Amazon and you may buy that there. All right. Either way, the video was the social proof that you needed or the social capital to drive a conversion. Okay. That's the power of TikTok. Amazon doesn't have that. And I know that there are naysayers to this because they do have some social things on there. I'm very aware of all of them. It's not the same. All right. So the counter side of that is that TikTok is not keyword driven. All right. Where Amazon is. So think about it. Like if we want to shop for a pair of black shoes for my wife, I'm going to say women's leather shoes. I'm going to search that. I'm going to go down. I'm going to search for size 6 women's leather shoes. And then I'm going to search for patent leather size 6 shoes and probably buy on that. There's your keyword funnel. Okay. TikTok is the opposite of that. They're not driving by keywords. They're driving by algorithm. And the algorithm's watching what you're seeing, even what you're talking about. That's the China scary aspect of it. All right. So what does this really mean? I believe what it means is that TikTok is really revolutionizing the way e-com is driving conversions. So think about that line. All right. That's not fancy talk. We're here to drive conversions. If it's PPC, it's driving conversions. If it's search, it's driving conversions. If it's on a platform, it's driving conversions because we're only getting paid if we convert, right? So I think that the revolutionizing part is really the social selling. All right. So these are really important concepts to keep in mind. So I want to talk concepts today. All right. I'm going to give you some meat too, but I want to talk concepts. All right. So the next thing that I want to go over is that we all know that Amazon's been around for 20 years. All right. So how long did it take them to build out FBA? It took them years upon years. All right. TikTok is moving at the speed of light. It really is that fast. They are incredibly fast where Amazon's incredibly slow. All right. So the last thing is that TikTok handles some things similar to Amazon. Other things are totally different. Let me give you an example. Violations are totally different. All right. The IP programs that TikTok has is totally different. PPC is similar, but it is more in depth. All right. So it's a wider platform that offers more areas than kind of the canned Amazon things. But the real takeaway of this slide, guys, is social selling's here to stay. So I really want to reinforce that, is that we are talking about social selling. And honestly, I don't care if it's TikTok or Instagram or Meta or whatever, it's all social selling. Hopefully that makes some good sense to everybody.
If you're blown away by what you're seeing like I was, you are going to love the entire 4 days of masterclasses. This is the playbook on how you can have success on TikTok and Amazon and put the two together. So make sure you sign up for the entire 4-day masterclass replay right now and go get access to it. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to learn and do, and it's waiting for you.
Okay, so Brandon asked me to talk about scaling, all right? And I thought to myself, well, how do I explain scaling? And I tell you what, guys, I'm a visual person, so I like to do it with optics instead of talking about a whole bunch of stuff. So I want to lay this out for you. So let's go through this. All right, this is my fulfillment system. Up on the top, you see that you've got direct to consumer orders. So I should have probably put Shopify in there. All right, D2C or Shopify. Then you got TikTok Marketplace, Etsy Marketplace. I also have my own warehouse, so I can fill my own Amazon orders by FBM. And then I've got Walmart. It's my other channel. All of these orders, or all these marketplaces, I should say, they feed orders electronically into my shipping software. Now, this came up yesterday where people were asking, how do I connect TikTok to, Amazon, and is MCF the best to use, or how does this all work? And so I built this slide for those people, because really what this is it's showing you how these different marketplaces up top, they come into my ShipStation software. I have automation configurations for each one of them. And then depending on the market, and depending on the automation, and depending on shipping costs, we fulfill by MCF or by 3PL, or we do it manually because we are our own 3PL. Hopefully that's making sense to everybody. So let's focus now on TikTok. All right. So I've highlighted the same slides in yellow so you can kind of see the flow. So these orders are going to come in on, you know what? I screwed it up. That D2C should be TikTok orders, but it's the same. All right. These are going to flow in, and they're going to go through the automation, and they will be fulfilled by MCF. All right. I could change these colors out for each one of these. And for example, my FBM orders would be fulfilled by us manually. All right. Walmart orders are fulfilled by a 3PL because MCF and Walmart don't get along. Okay. But overall, this is the whole architecture that I want everybody to understand. All right. So let's take a little bit deeper dive, right? So I was showing there's this architecture. All right. Now I want to show, well, if I were on this call, I would be saying to myself, I hate it when people talk about concepts, but they don't tell us how to actually do anything. So I want to share with you, well, how would you do it? So this is a screen from inside my ShipStation. You basically go to store setup, and you click that green button on the right to connect to store. It brings up literally every single marketplace known to man, because ShipStation is like the gold standard of shipping software. All right. You guys will probably think this is funny, but back a few years, I looked at my wife and I said, what other marketplaces can we sell on? And she said, I don't know, we should check with ShipStation and see what they'll integrate to, and maybe that's who we should go for. And I literally went on there and started searching marketplaces. Okay, so in this case, we've got two of them here. You can see how I started the search with AMA for Amazon. Boom, it brings up Amazon. You click it, you connect. You see how I went in here and I typed in TikTok or Tick. Boom, you have TikTok. You click these buttons and it walks you through a very simple step setup. I didn't go through a bunch of slides to show you how I did on every one of mine. It's very basic. You're going to click it. It's going to ask you to log into your Amazon store and set up your MCF connections, or in this case, your TikTok shop. And you're going to click into that, and it'll walk you through your passwords and stuff like that. All right, but then once that's done, let's go into ShipStation and kind of look at my ShipStation in real time here. All right, so this is a real-time view. I actually pulled this out this morning, and I have some red squares that I put on here, and I want to kind of share with you, like, what does that look like? All right, so this is a omni-channel business real-time view. Okay, so you can see that I have 27 orders that are pending fulfillment, and if we look down, all right, we're going to see the Amazon, Etsy, TikTok shop. You can see all these stores that I have. All right. Remember how I told you I have the 2 brands. Okay. So these are all pending. These are all orders that have come into the system. The automation has looked at it and said, send the order to this place for fulfillment. So to be honest with you, we don't even do anything. It just comes in and it goes out. Now, depending on the time of the year, we can set those automations to have a manual approval. So we have to click yes and it goes, or we go full automation. All right. During this time of year, we have so many orders that if we did it manually, we'd have somebody there for hours trying to figure it out. So we're pretty much on full auto at this point. But you can see when I took this snapshot, there was 2 orders in my candle shop down on the bottom. I had 14 orders on my skincare shop. I had 2 orders in my Shopify shop, and I had 9 Etsy orders. And in this case, they're all fulfilling through MCF. All right. If we scroll over to the right here a little bit, you can see it has the order IDs. It's got the age of the order. All right. The SLA is a very important aspect of fulfilling. And right now, if anybody wants to write this down, it's important. You have 3 days to ship your order. If you go over that 3 days, all hell will rain down on you from TikTok. Okay. So when I start to see something that says 47 hours, what is that? The 4th one down? I start to get worried. I start asking my team, why, what's going on? Now, there are little glitches. Nothing is perfect. Some orders actually go to MCF. They get shipped from MCF, and MCF doesn't write back to ShipStation, so we're freaking out for nothing. All right, but in some cases, there are problems. Like if you look at that order on the middle of the screen, on the lower middle of the screen, that's 9 days. That's a Shopify order. 9 days is a big problem. All right. So somebody's really upset. So again, this is real data. I'm a real data guy. I'll show you our good and our bad and our ugly. One other thing that I like to talk about is, well, what happens if there's a problem with MCF? Okay, so let's think about this conceptually. We start our TikTok shop. We get our first orders. They go through MCF. Well, what if there's a problem there? Okay, if you look at the top left of my screen, you see that rejected fulfillment and there's 1 order in there. That's an order that MCF has had a problem with. Guess what? I stocked out of it on Amazon, but TikTok is selling it. Oops, that's a big problem. All right, and I want to emphasize that because I think a lot of sellers were kind of the Wild West people were like, let's try anything to make it happen. Well, I'm telling you right now, if you oversell on TikTok, meaning you sell product and you can't fulfill it, your shop will be shut down within 3 days. I guarantee it.